For over a century, the global automotive hierarchy stood like an impenetrable fortress. German engineering ruled luxury, Japanese precision defined reliability, and American muscle owned the open road. Building a car demanded decades of metallurgical mastery, billions in engine foundries, and generations of internal combustion know-how. The barriers were impossibly high. Then the rules shattered overnight. In 2026, while Silicon Valley mourned its decade-long, multi-billion-dollar failure, the abandoned Apple Car project, China unveiled its response. Not a timid copycat, not a cautious EV. The GU 07, also whispered as the Juwei A7 or simply the GU 07, rolled onto the battlefield as the ultimate Trojan horse. Born from an unprecedented alliance between Geely, the industrial titan behind Volvo, Lotus, Polestar, and Zeekr, and Baidu, China's Google and master of data centers and autonomous networks, this machine was no mere sedan. It was a self-aware supercomputer on wheels, engineered to infiltrate global markets and collapse the old order. I first encountered it on a rain-slicked test track outside Shanghai, late one night in March 2026. The air hummed with electric tension. Engineers in white coats spoke in hushed Mandarin about aerodynamic subtraction. I slipped into the driver's seat, or rather, the command yoke, and felt the future close around me like a cockpit in a sci-fi film. The exterior was the first shock. No door handles. None. Legacy brands still clung to flush retractable handles, but the GU 07's team rejected even that compromise. Access came through microscopic solid-state electronic buttons hidden flawlessly in the B and C pillars. The flanks became one uninterrupted liquid surface, air gliding without a whisper of turbulence. At the nose, they achieved what Western manufacturers called too expensive, too complex. The largest clamshell hood ever fitted to a mass-produced passenger car. A single-piece stamping draped over the front fenders, erasing every shutline and panel gap. Combined with a dynamic active rear spoiler that deployed automatically at speed, the result was physics-defying. A drag coefficient of just 0.198 seed, cleaner than most hypercars. The car sliced the atmosphere like a blade, every electron in its battery pack preserved with ruthless efficiency. While Detroit and Stuttgart still burdened their designs with visual and physical excess, the GU 07 proved the future belonged to subtraction, pure, merciless elegance. I pressed the yoke forward. The powertrain woke with brutal grace. An 800-volt electrical architecture, far beyond the tired 400-volt systems of legacy EVs, allowed massive energy transfer with almost no thermal loss. Dual motors, fed by next-generation silicon carbide inverters, unleashed 530 kilowatts. That translated to more than 710 horsepower, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a neck-snapping 3.5 seconds. Yet raw acceleration was the cheap trick. The real triumph lay beneath a colossal 100 kilowatt-hour KTL Kielin battery pack built with revolutionary cell-to-pack construction. No bulky modules. The active chemistry integrated directly into the chassis structure. Range? An astonishing 880 kilometers on a single charge. Range anxiety didn't merely fade. It was eradicated. When the pack finally ran low after a marathon highway run, the 800-volt system devoured electricity. 10 minutes at a hypercharger restored 600 kilometers. Thermal efficiency so precise that engineers in Stuttgart were already reverse engineering prototypes in secret labs. But speed and range were merely the body. The soul, the true battlefield, lay in silicon. I toggled the autonomous mode. The GU 07 didn't need roof-mounted LiDAR arrays spinning like disco balls, the crutch the industry had mocked Elon Musk for rejecting. Instead, Baidu's Apollo self-driving 2.0 delivered pure vision mastery. 34 high-definition sensors blended invisibly into the bodywork so no casual observer would notice them. Terabytes of visual data streamed every second into a dual NVIDIA Orin X computing architecture. The car didn't bounce lasers off the world. It saw it, interpreted it, predicted chaos with mathematical precision. The neural network had been trained on Baidu's vast fleet of robo-taxis, navigating the most anarchic megacities on Earth. Dense intersections, unpredictable pedestrians stepping off curbs, high-risk, unprotected left turns. All executed at level 4. Autonomy, zero human intervention required. As the GU-07 glided through simulated urban traffic on the test loop, I folded my arms and watched the world flow past. Pedestrians appeared. The car yielded smoothly. A cyclist swerved. It anticipated and adjusted. No hesitation, no panic. This wasn't software catching up. It was software winning. Musk's pure vision bet at Tesla suddenly looked vulnerable. The East had taken his playbook, scaled it with real-world chaos data, and built a digital weapon that made Western suites appear, honestly, pretty rudimentary. Level 4 autonomy, pure vision. Then I stepped deeper into the cabin. The dashboard of the past century vanished. No dials, no tactile switches, no clutter. A monstrous 35.6-inch 6K continuous 3D screen spanned the entire width of the cockpit, crisp and immersive. Every function, climate, suspension, navigation, lived inside this digital canvas or on the futuristic yoke. Behind the glass thrummed the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8295P processor, delivering a staggering 60 TOPS of raw computing power. It rendered the car's surroundings in real-time 3D using the Unreal Engine, the same graphics engine powering blockbuster video games. The interface felt alive, fluid, lag-free, hyper-realistic. But the crown jewel spoke. "Simo," I said aloud, testing the voice assistant. No buffering, no cloud dependency. The AI processed natural language locally, right on the car's hardware. Whether I drove through a concrete parking bunker deep underground or crossed a desert dead zone with zero cell service, Simo remained fully awake. It handled complex, multi-step commands instantly. Lower the suspension, adjust the climate to 22 degrees, find the nearest hypercharger, and play my playlist from last week. Done, secure, isolated, self-sufficient. Western voice assistants suddenly felt like outdated tablets stumbling for a signal. The GU-07 wasn't just a car. It was an offline AI ecosystem, a rolling command center that mocked the constant connectivity Western designs demanded. I sat there in silence, the 6K screen painting the night in perfect 3D, Simo humming softly in the background, and realized the scale of the siege. This machine used the exact same global supply chains and proven platform architecture that underpinned European premium EVs. It arrived fully formed, ready for export. While legacy automakers bickered over union contracts, dealership margins, and basic battery chemistry, the GU-07 was already a global weapon. Geely's manufacturing might could stamp millions across continents. Baidu's neural networks could flood highways with intelligence. The Trojan Horse had breached the walls. I drove it back to the pit lane as dawn broke over Shanghai. The active spoiler retracted smoothly. The clamshell hood gleamed under the rising sun. Inside, Simo greeted me. "Welcome back. Battery at 87%. Shall I prepare the optimal route home?" The traditional giants were asleep at the wheel, paralyzed by legacy. The GU-07 was the deafening wake-up call. A 2026 model year sedan that defied physics, erased LiDAR, annihilated range anxiety, and housed an artificial intelligence singularity in its cabin. It wasn't stealing market share from the Tesla Model 3, the BMW i4, or the Porsche Taycan. It was rewriting the hierarchy itself. By mid-morning, word had already spread across forums and trade desks in Europe and America. Analysts scrambled for data. Legacy CEOs held emergency meetings. Meanwhile, in Baidu's data centers, the neural networks continued learning, quietly, relentlessly. The Apple car dream had died in California. But in China, it was reborn fiercer, smarter and unstoppable. The GU-07 wasn't coming for a slice of the pie. It was bringing an entirely new pie, and the knife to cut it. As I stepped out and watched the car glide silently into its charging bay, the yoke still warm from my hands, one thought lingered. The siege had only just begun. The new era of transportation, neural networks, silicon carbide, aerodynamic perfection, and offline intelligence had arrived. And it wore Chinese plates. The automotive empire had fallen. Long live the supercomputer on wheels.